Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the birthday reading for birthday number 3. You find this number by simply reducing the day that you were born. So if you were born on April 3rd, your birthday would be the third, day of that month, and you'd be birthday number 3. If you were born on the 13th, you would add 1 plus 3, which would be 4, and then that birthday number would have been 4. So if you're here, it's because you know your birthday number is 3. And in numerology, your birthday number is a sub opportunity that is available to you. So your life path number is about an opportunity that you can walk in, and your birthday number works alongside your life path number, and it almost acts as another form of energy that you can tap into as you walk out your life path to fulfill whatever that mission is. Okay. So just like in astrology, how you would track your sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node. In numerology, you can track your core numbers. There are 4 of them: your life path, your expression, your soul urge, and your birthday. So once you know those 4 numbers, you can continue to watch videos, check in, see if things resonate. And to find any of those numbers, you can use the links in the description box. Alrighty, so if you are birthday number 3, the energy of 3 is a very social, fun-loving, joy-filled type of, wow, that's a lot, type of person, right? And so energy comes in a spectrum. So 3s, energy is a spectrum. So 3s would have to battle being superficial versus fun-loving, right? So am I living this life and loving it, or am I doing things just to say I did it? Am I surrounding myself around people that are authentic and true and truly having fun with me? Or, are these relationships really Band-Aids, or are people that I'm hanging out with wearing masks? Like, is this authentic fun? Is this pure joy, or is this something else, right? And so when you are vibrating at your highest, you're very jovial, creative, optimistic, artistic, sociable. And some of the lower vibrations, when we may be dealing in the wrong space with the wrong people, in the wrong places, doing the wrong things, we seem to feel kind of scattered, right? Tend to be a little bit sarcastic and critical, moody, right? So all that joy that we typically love to experience and exude, when we're on the lower end, it kind of gets zapped from us, and then we almost step in the energy of what opposite joy would look like. Alrighty, so you have an opportunity. So think about your life path number and watch this video, considering what you heard in the life path. But nonetheless, this is about a sub opportunity that you have. So your life path makes up 40% of your energy. Your expression is 30%. Your soul urge is 20. And then here, your birthday number makes up 10. So this is a little boost that can help you in your life path. So at the bottom of the Oracle deck, I pull 3 cards. We have potential. Okay. Beneath potential, we have release, power, and relaxation. For the healing cards, we have teacher, compassion, and music. Alrighty. And at the bottom of the deck, we have joy. So joy is literally 3, like that's you. And so I think Spirit is saying that you have the potential to come back home to yourself, your truest self. There's something that is going to be happening, or something that you can anticipate, something that you're creating and establishing, that is going to bring you back to who you are with this 3 energy, which is a person that is fun-loving and optimistic, very verbal and expressive, just fun to be around. So something about a new experience or a new perspective is going to bring in this outcome that is very natural to you. So we have release, right? And so there's a picture of a tree, and clearly seasons are changing and shifting. And so some leaves are blowing away. And I feel like, as we change, as we grow, as we learn, as we endure, not everything that we have collected on our journey is a necessary tool to help us get us through the next level that we are about to take. And so it's important to understand what we don't need anymore, right? What don't I need any longer, right? Because we don't want to have baggage. We don't want to have regret. We don't want to have any animosity. We don't want to not be able to forgive. And so I think Spirit is saying, release what is not necessary to continue. But obviously, everything that you endured and have lived through and progressed beyond has been a teacher. It has taught you something, right? So take the wisdom. Take the wisdom. Take the understanding that you now have, right? Release what didn't teach you anything about who you are authentically. Release anything that doesn't give you joy, right? So the beautiful things that you have learned through these journeys, these struggles, don't collect the painful parts. Understand that they played a role, but it was in this exchange that you are able to understand what you just went through, leave behind what is no longer fitting, right? And you are a teacher, but also our experiences are a teacher, right? And there are things that you've endured that other people need to know, they need to understand, they need to see. And so be very awakened as you go and grow through your journey, because we're all here for someone else. None of us are here in this life just to serve ourselves. We are all here because we have something someone else needs. And the way we train and understand what it means to exist in this human condition is by living our life. That is the training. That is the class. That is that's it, just living and growing and being committed to learning something new about ourselves as often as possible, right? So release what's not necessary. Only keep what can help you teach another, right? Only keep what taught you something authentic about yourself. So underneath release, we have power. And so now we're talking about releasing the things that have weighed us down, but I think that we are also talking about releasing that fire, that gift, that spark, that thing within us that makes us us, right? And so you have to release something that is within you. Now, next to power, we have compassion. And threes are the life of the party, right? They understand and always attempt to see people in the best light that they can. So I feel like one of the powers, one of the gifts that you possess is your ability to be compassionate with others, right? And it's through this joy, this happiness, it's through this love that you exude and that you create wherever you go, that people are drawn to. That is your power. So that's really cool. And so we'll talk about, obviously, the situation with tarot, but these are just kind of the overall oracle energetic messages. Beneath power, we have relaxation. And beneath compassion, we have music. So when I was doing readings for myself, I kept getting music a lot. But I was getting music with healing. I was getting music with lovers. I was getting music like paired with those cards. This music comes with relaxation. So I feel like Spirit is saying use music to relax. I think when I was getting my messages, I needed to use it to heal. But in this situation, find music, find songs, listen to the lyrics, or even if it's just like an instrumental of some sort. Nonetheless, allow music to bring out the compassion within you, right? Find songs that are sentimental, that make you think, reflect, and understand why this life is so beautiful and the role you play. You know what I mean? So Try to find music that matches the energy of you as a 3, right? And if you know that being compassionate towards others and their life experiences is a power that you possess, then put yourself in that space. Create those moments, even when you're alone, because that's something that other people are going to need from you. So also, Spirit is saying relax, unwind, and allow music to soothe you. And something I did, I just went to um, Apple Music on my phone, and I just Googled chill songs, healing songs, happy playlist, and whatever came up, came up. There was no judgment. I'd already surrendered. I just knew that I needed to put something in me to help me as I purge whatever it is I'm purging. So something to keep in mind. At the bottom of the deck, we have 3 of Pentacles. And so this is about, someone who's able to work on their craft in a way that others notice, others may watch, others may be inspired to do what you've done, but also you may be able to find others that can help you, that see the vision that you have, and want to be a part of what that is. And so I feel like Spirit is saying that you have the potential to practice the joy that flows through you. And you have the potential to bring that joy out into your existence in a very practical way where others get to benefit and see you grow and experience this aspect of self. So Spirit is saying that you are a teacher. So whatever you follow or pursue that reflects the joy within you and what makes you happy and what makes you loving and joyful. Spirit is saying that avenue, that craft, that art that you use is a teaching tool for others, right? And so remember, let go what doesn't help you perfect and master that craft or master the role as you being a teacher. Your ability to be compassionate and the way you are with other humans sometimes is the lesson that people can watch you interact with people. And that is your power. And sometimes when we think about power, we think about like brute, forceful, but I'm thinking about the strength card right now, the woman taming the lion, sometimes through just gentleness and surrendering, and not judging and attempting to understand, is also powerful. Sometimes that can be harder to do. And so, yes, I feel like Spirit is saying, relax in your power, grow comfortable with what you are understanding about yourself, and use music to put you in spaces and places within your mind and your emotions that use music to uplift you and to trigger the feelings that you want to have as this next phase comes about, right? And if you like to listen to a certain kind of music as you practice your craft, or, whatever, music is a tool for you. So I think Spirit is just saying that is a definite go-to that you can use as you are in this energy, right? Even if it's just to relax. Okay, so at the center we have the 7 of Wands, and this is a card of, really putting up boundaries in order to defend or to stand for something. And wands represent passion and energy and force and momentum. And so when we have 7 is a number of introspection. And so this is somebody that has taken a lot of time to analyze and to really feel like the way in which they defend is very logical, considering the truth that they know, from going within and asking and seeking. And so this is somebody who's committed to fighting for this, even if they fight alone, because they know this truth came from within, based on 7. Okay, so that's the that's the center. And so, 3 of Pentacles was at the bottom. So if you have the potential, if you are creating something, I think Spirit is saying, there is something out there for you that you can take part in, possibly with others, where you get to practice your craft and you get to live this joy that you so desire and feel within, right? And so you have to stand up for what you know to be true about what you need, because it's going to take a little bit of push for you to, defend this shift that you're making and to really reach this potential that you're stepping into, as you create this new life, this new love, within you, but also outside of you. So we have the Two of Pentacles, and that's the card of, lacking some form of stability, not feeling secure, grounded. And that's in line with this Power card. And so I feel like there were times where you didn't know where your strengths were, where you didn't trust your decisions, your choices. You didn't trust your pursuits. You just didn't trust yourself. You felt like you were always, kind of changing your mind, going back and forth, committing to different things, but never really seeing something solid pan out. And so that could have been in the past, you were misusing your power and not using, you just weren't grounded in what you knew to be true, based on how you engage with the outside world, right? Now, next we had compassion. We talked about that being something that you possess because you're very creative and expressive and your energy is contagious, And so we have the Four of Swords. So the four is about stability. Four is about responsibility. And so, this is the energy of really understanding the only way I can go forward is if I set time aside to plan, reflect, release, discover. This is about putting something to rest. And so we're at Four Swords. And so I feel like this is a responsibility to clear your mind and to really put some think into a situation that maybe we didn't take a lot of think time in for the past. And so as this person is laying down on this fourth sword to kind of stabilize themselves and begin again in a new way, a new approach after reflection and meditation. Above them are the Three Swords, and Three Swords is like that heartbreak. But nonetheless, this is like the shock. This is a situation where you won't, once these Three Swords have come to you in any type of way, typically that's the pain card. And so pain is a very quick teacher. It is a teacher, and it teaches us quickly because of how it feels to us. So in this situation, somebody was was not stable. They were not grounded in their own life, right? The situations that they were in, they weren't anything that prospered them. They weren't anything that turned out to be promising. They were kind of all over the place. And so we did not use our power appropriately. And so this overall energy is about standing for what you envision for yourself and your life based on the gifts that you have, right? So you have a potential to become something, to do something, to go somewhere. And it's going to require that you understand what you can count on to get you there. So you can count on your power. You can count on your compassion, right? As you fight this next, I don't want to say fight, but as you level up, we'll just say as you level up. And so beneath this instability, we have the Seven of Cups. So again, we have seven. And this is somebody that is looking at pretty much their heart's desires and really thinking about which one is best for them. What am I going to choose, right? So these can be legit options, or these can just be like phantoms of our imagination about where we can go or what we can do. So our mind can be kind of unsettled because all of these things are tugging at our heart in some kind of way. And that is right beneath the Two of Pentacles, which talks about not being stable, right? And so I feel like at some point, there were things that we were partaking in that were pulling on us, pulling on our energy. And we weren't able to clearly see and decide where we wanted to go, how we wanted to show up, what we wanted to participate in. We were just kind of triggered by choice, right? And so here Spirit is saying, relax. What is required is a leap of faith, right? So instead of staying in these 7 cups here, one has to be chosen. You can't choose all 7 at once. But when one is chosen, it requires a leap of faith. And I feel like Spirit is saying, relax your mind, relax your urges, relax your emotions, do something that softens you. Because whenever we make choices, whenever we're doing something new, it needs to come from a place where we are settled and secure, and we're not doing it with anxiety or fear or doubt, right? We need to step into this energy of the Fool. And so the Fool is about a new beginning, but in the most fearless way, right? It's about everything that you were going through in the past, no matter how it left you, how it harmed you, how it made you feel. You literally are leaving all of that behind, and you just want to, have a clean slate, take a new adventure. Without the baggage, right? You want to be a student again of your own life. You want to be free and light. You want to trust, have faith, listen to your intuition. There's a dog. Dogs represent love, heart, loyalty, right? And so you're searching for those experiences, but that's also how you are showing up to this newness, this new experience. And so at some point you will have to choose something, but there's also a choice in energy. You should choose an energy. And the energy of the Fool is the best one when we're talking about jumping into something we love and trusting that it will work out. So we have the 4 of Cups and the King of Cups. King of Cups came out as an extra, but I just kept it just in case it could help us in any way. So the 4 of Cups talks about, just being over situations that were not what you really signed up for. And Cups talks about our emotional space, right? So we've invested, we've counted on something to fulfill us, to please us, to, we were attempting to give something our love. And this is about being disappointed, feeling withdrawn, just kind of rejecting these type of experiences that you commit to, but then they turn out to be, just superficial things that you unfortunately put yourself into, or you just didn't have the vision until it was over and you went through this experience. And so, this is about being over it, but then Spirit coming in and offering you something new. Right? And so I think you have to get to the place where you realize something I've been doing. It could be a pattern with many different people, places, and things, or it could be just being stuck in this same one thing, relationship, job, habit, and it keeps giving you the same outcome. And finally, you're just like, okay, I'm not happy. I'm always, moody. I feel like this is unrealistic. I feel like, this is not showing the discipline that I have. And I kind of need to step back. So, I feel like the message is to choose to relax, to choose wisely. And whatever we do choose, it's really the approach that will really propel us forward, right? So approach this newness, this choice. When you accept whatever is to come next, approach it in the energy of a Fool, right? You're going to have to stand your ground. So now we've chosen something, stability can be gained, right? We've had this period of reflection. We understand why the past possibly looked the way and felt the way it did. We're gaining clarity, right? But nonetheless, we realize that we possess something, we desire something, and we want to go after it no matter what, right? And the past did not stop us. It just ignited something within us as we take this push forward, right? So we take this jump as a Fool. We realize we have something to fight for. We realize we have a power. Now, above us, Ace of Cups, right? So this is about a passion. This is about new love. And it doesn't have to be with a person. It could be something that you love to do, something that makes your heart overflow, right? And so we have the Three of Pentacles. And so if it is work, if it is perfecting your craft or putting yourself out there and on display, then Spirit is saying you have this opportunity. You do, right? But now let's think about something. Spirit has release, and then we have Devil. So what does the Devil card talk about? Well, it talks about being bound to things that aren't good for us, things that are toxic, right? So Spirit is asking that you release these people, these places, these behaviors, these mindsets, these addictions, these things. I'm hoping everything was covered there. But you have to release what kept you out of balance. You have to release the thing that didn't help you decide, right? Because this new offer of love, this new opportunity that's being granted to you, you will have to fight for it, but you can't fight for it when you're dragging and holding and chained to things that turned you into a lesser version of you. This Fool is light and airy and free to jump and explore, right? And so this is what is required of you. You have to jump, but you need to do so without the heavy load. So release the toxic, the whole list I said. Release any of those things that apply to you, and accept this cup, right? And it's when you're able to release and acknowledge this offer that's being presented to you that justice comes in, right? This is where things are balanced. So all that we've been through, right? It may have felt a certain way, but this is where we're about to step on the other side of the scale and kind of even out these experiences. But it requires us to leave something that is held onto us, in order to put to initiate this moment, this journey of justice. And justice for you is being your joyful, loving, fun, expressive, social self, and having this opportunity where you can put yourself out there, display you in a very tangible way, right? And so the potential is there and it's vast, but there is work that you must do to get there, right? So relax, find some music that puts you in a good space. You do have power, but we're going to learn how to use it, right? Be compassionate with yourself and compassionate with others for the experiences that you've endured. Release those things that have not served you, right? And pay attention to how you make it through this journey, because you are a teacher. Your life has taught you, and now that lesson is the lesson that you will use to teach others, right? And the King of Cups came out. And so this is about the energy of mastering your emotions, being emotionally available, being able to receive and give. Just really having a depth to self. And this came out with, the card of like not being satisfied, just kind of rejecting these experiences. And so I just think this extra card, Spirit is saying it doesn't end in this Four of Cups, right? Mastery is also the potential where we can have relationships that fill us up, right? We pour into them, they pour into us, to the point that we feel like we're doing it, right? We're getting it right. We're getting somewhere. And so realize that it's a journey. This energy of being over it, it is a journey. And the Four of Cups energy is not the end, right? And so even when we feel like giving up, there's it never ends, right? We keep going. And so mastery is what is when it ends, when you get to this King and Queen of Cups energy. They're at the end of the journey because they've endured all the levels. And so remember that it's a journey when we are feeling in that space, that give up type space. That energy, that situation, that experience that's taking your joy and just kind of clouding your ability to see the potential ahead, is going to pass. So live in it, sit in it, learn what you need to learn, release the stuff that doesn't feel good, and move on. Because guess what? After the Four of Cups is the 5. After the 5 is the 6. But nonetheless, I feel like this King of Cups represents the fact that it's a journey. And you will get to this point. You will get to the point where you can look back and say, I remember when, thank God this is where I am now because I remember when. So this cup that is coming to you after this period of hopelessness is coming from spirit. This is the opportunity. This is the potential available to you. And it's something you have to fight for, grab, and leap into with full conviction. But just remembering that mastery is in your future. I feel like that is an extra push. All right, threes. Thank you for stopping by and take care.